what do I get if I join the Federation, and if I pay my, today, $70, you're very lucky. I'm a senior, so I won't tell you how much I paid, but I paid full rate for a long time. Well, you get the encouragement and comradeship of a lot of other writers, and I think that is perhaps the greatest benefit. If it wasn't for my involvement with the Federation of BC Writers, Canadian Authors Association, Canadian Poetry Association, and some others, but especially the Federation, I wouldn't be published today by, when I say published, by a sorry publisher, so I'm rather fortunate in that, with 2 novels. That is the greatest benefit. And I received that benefit because I was involved, and I was involved with writers. One of the writers that I was involved with and happened to help happened to be a publisher, so it paid. Well, that's my introduction. We also get to find out what's going on in the whole lower mainland in the writing world. We get to meet a lot of very fabulous authors. Some of them you're going to meet, hear from today. Mr. Daniel O'Thunder over there, and sorry, but that's a good way to introduce you. And Mr. Walter Bullen, who is a fabulous writer, so all members, of course, of the Federation, I hope. We have, you get to put a website profile. We have a website, and we will put your happenings and your joys and publications on that website. We'll let other people know what you're doing. You can have a hire the writer profile. In other words, you can actually get paid for going into various areas. One of them is to go into schools. We have a program where writers can apply, and we're waiting right now for a government grant from the gaming fund to come through. There is some money in there, but we're waiting for that so that writers can go into schools and apply, go into the schools, and you make a presentation to students, and you get paid for doing that. There are all sorts of workshops and events that go on. An event coming up in June, right on the beach, in where I live, Crescent Beach, Surrey. We did that last year, June the 10th. We had a full day of workshops, all by published writers, and very enjoyable day, lunch provided and so on. And for one of the most reasonable fees for a full day workshop anywhere in Canada that I know of. It's going to be on again this year, June the 10th. I get all these people together who are going to be workshopping. We have every week Vox blog. It's a blog that's sent out to all members. I believe you have to sign to get into it, but it's free, and it announces all the major events, and you can get your events put on there too, and such as these events that happen here. That's a newsletter and so on. Now, WordWorks quarterly magazine. We've got our fingers crossed right now. As I said, we've had a bit of problems with the provincial governments regarding funding. You've probably heard of it. I figured anybody over the age of 25 should not be funded. The gaming grants, of course, they've lost so much money gambling, but apparently that's not quite true. But anyway, we're fighting to get it back. There are cash prize contests for writers, come out every year. Word on the street participation, where winners of certain contests get to read their works. Arranged readings and book launches, workshop discounts at Simon Fraser University. Oh, if I had have known that, I would have gone back to school. And Victoria School of Writing. Free professional advice regarding copyright, editors, publicists, etc. I just, I talked my publisher into putting my 2 novels into ebook format, and he said 10%, right? I said, oh no, it's 50-50, Mr. Publisher. And that came thanks to, well, actually thanks to the Writers' Union of Canada, but it's information like that that's good to know before you sign something with a publisher. Access to all sorts of resources. We have Sylvia Taylor here tonight, who was the president of the Federation for quite some time, and was our, what do you call it, looked after all the business end of the Federation. And the office has been temporarily closed, but we're going into another kind of office for a while now. I think that's it. Any questions about the Federation that you'd like to ask? I will be here.